everyone is doing well this morning. Hi, Heather. Yay, my sister is watching in St. Louis. So my favorite part about sharing yoga in this way is getting to practice with all of my friends who are out of town or out of state. It's pretty awesome. Good morning. So I'm gonna let everyone roll in here. I'll come sit on my mat and drink my coffee at you. Last week I did a good job of cutting off half my body while I was sharing with you guys, so I'm going to be a little more mindful of that this week. Alright, well, it looks like people are rolling in, so we're going to get started. So let's go ahead and start seated this morning. We're going to come into a nice, easy seated pose. Our head comes over our pelvis, our heart tucks in between. We lift our heart up and relax our shoulders from our ears, and we close our eyes and just focus on our breathing. Let's allow each breath to be deeper than the last. And we can breathe into the belly. Let's start our movement today with our breath. So we're going to go ahead and bring our hands down to the ground, fingertips resting on the earth, and we'll extend our arms long. Bring our right arm inside, our left elbow comes in the crease of the right elbow crease, and so that we have our two forearms together like so. And if you want, you can coil all the way around, making eagle arms right here. And on our inhale, we're going to fill our belly with breath, our elbows and chin raised to the sky. And on our exhale, we're going to curl through our spine. Our elbow and chin points down to the pelvis. Inhale up. Exhale down. Spine rounds. Inhale up. You fill the belly with air. Chin and elbows lift. We exhale and curl through. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. We'll take one more. Inhaling up. And we'll exhale down. Pelvis and chin pointing, or chin and elbows pointing to the pelvis. Rather, we'll come back up to center. We'll uncoil the arms, extend them wide. Let's take some arm circles forward. And let's take some arm circles back. And we can shake them out. And we're going to bring our left arm to the center this time. Our right elbow comes into the center of the left elbow crease. And we can have our forearms just together here, or you can coil them around. Whatever's comfortable for your shoulders is great. Or if you just want to have your hands together, that's also great. We'll inhale and fill the belly. Elbow and chin Point to the sky. We exhale and round through the spine. Navel drawing to spine. Elbows pointing to pelvis. We inhale and fill the belly. We exhale and round through. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. And we'll come center. We'll uncoil the arms and extend them long, and we'll do some arm circles forward. And some arm circles backward. And we'll shake it out. Excellent. We're going to go ahead and take some neck circles next. So let's bring our noses over to our right shoulder, and we'll inhale and draw a rainbow from the front of the right shoulder to the front of the left shoulder. And we exhale, and our chin traces along the line of our collarbone, inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. One more in this direction, inhaling up, exhaling down. And we'll come center and take a breath. And then we'll bring our noses over to the left shoulder, and let's rainbow left to right on our inhale. Exhaling right to left, down along the collarbone. Excellent. And we'll come center. Awesome. And let's take some shoulder circles this morning. So we'll inhale our shoulders up to our earlobes, and we'll exhale our shoulder blades down our backs. And our hands can just rest on our kneecaps here. We inhale up, we exhale down. Excellent. Let's inhale our shoulder blades up our back and down the front. Inhaling up. Inhaling up and exhaling down the front. Up the back. And down the front. Excellent. And we'll come to center. We're going to bring our feet together and take a moment to give ourselves a foot rub this morning. So however you'd like to do that is fine. We're just going to take a moment to rub our feet, maybe do some circles with the thumbs and your arches. Maybe taking time for each foot with both hands. However you would like to do is great. Excellent. Our practice today is really going to be about connecting and rooting to the ground through our feet. And really, our practice today is going to be about our whole body and just drawing strength from our base, from our feet all the way up. So we'll be doing a dancing warrior variation today during our sequence. And let's go ahead and we're gonna place our hands underneath our shoulders, press firmly into our hands. We'll lift our bottoms up and we'll scoot our pelvis toward the soles of our feet. Our hands can come on the outside of our feet here, and we'll lift our heart up, relax the shoulders, and take this version of down angle. We'll take one more breath. Excellent, let's release the feet and we can scoot our bottoms back and come into easy seated pose or whatever is comfortable for you today. And we're gonna go ahead and take a forward fold this morning. So let's inhale our hands up and we're gonna exhale, we'll hinge from the waist. And we'll bring our forearms down to the earth. Our gaze can be straight down at the ground if you like. And it's comfortable for you. You can stack your hands or your fists here and rest your forehead on the stacked fists or hands. Wherever you're at is great. So if you're not quite to your hands, or if you're way far from your hands, that's totally cool. Let's take this moment to accept our bodies where they are, as they are. All right, we're gonna go ahead and walk our hands toward our shins and come back into seated here. Excellent. Take a breath. We're going to take seated twists next. So let's inhale our hands up. And we'll exhale over to the right, starting at the base of the spine, working our way up. We'll rest that left hand on the right thigh. Our right fingers rest behind our right shoulder. We inhale nice and tall. Giant space between each vertebra. And on our exhale, we gently deepen the twist. So our inhale is an extension, an expansion rather. And our exhale is a release. Softening into the space we create. Take one more breath. And let's inhale up and center. And we'll exhale to the left and down. And again, on our inhale, we think of drawing tall. Crown of head reaching for the ceiling. And on our exhale, we gently deepen the twist, starting at the base of the spine, working our way up. Each inhale an expansion, and each exhale a release. And we'll inhale, center and up. And we'll exhale our hands down to our sides. Awesome. Before we come standing for our sun salutations, I just want to briefly talk about a breathing technique that I've mentioned in previous classes here on Facebook Live. I believe I talked about it the first or second class that I did, but I'm going to go back into it today in case you missed the class or in case you don't remember. So the breathing technique is called Ujjayi, and it's a warming breath. And what the breath does is we tighten the glottis as we breathe, and I'll describe how to do that in a second. But what's happening when we do this is we're really reshaping the diaphragm and like giving ourselves more support in the core. And so it's a really great practice or breathing technique to use as we are doing standing or upright poses. So it's great to do in our sun salutation, and it's going to be great today for our dancing warrior variation sequence. So what we're going to do is we think about, I always like to say that it sounds like a little baby Darth Vader. So what we do is we're going to think about fogging up a mirror, like you're like you're fogging up a mirror like that, yeah? So we'll do that, and then we try it on an in breath as well. So that's what it sounds like with our mouth open. And what we're doing is we're tightening the glottis, that muscle at the top of the throat. We're tightening that so that we can hear the breath pass in and out of the throat. And so now let's all try that with our mouths closed, breathing through our nose. I don't know if you can hear me with my mouth closed, but I trust that you are all doing it. So it should sound like I said, like a little baby Darth Vader, like you're putting your ear to a seashell, yeah? All right, so now that we have that breathing technique, let's go ahead and stand up. We'll come into mountain pose. Our heels are below our hips, our knees are soft. Our gaze is soft. We'll take our 5 breaths. Using our Ujjayi breathing technique, we feel our heart lift on the inhale. Excellent. We'll inhale the hands up. Exhale, forward fold, knees are soft. We inhale, half lift, hands can glide up our shins. We'll exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to frame the feet with the hands, lift and step the right foot back. Lift and step the left foot back. Our hands are right below our shoulders. We're working on our steps back. We're working on making those silent. Our hands are right underneath our shoulders, and our hip bones can come forward and down toward the front line of the mat, and then we'll gently lift the thighs. Or if you'd like, you can be down on your knees here, taking kneeling plank. However hard you'd like to take it this morning is great. And on our exhale, we'll come down to our knees, to our chest, and to our chin. Tops of feet come to earth. We press into the hands. We inhale and our heart lifts for baby cobra. We exhale, heart melts back down to the ground. We tuck the toes and inhale into tabletop. We exhale and we either walk the hands forward and melt the heart forward for puppy, or we'll send the hips back to the heels and then up to the sky for downward facing dog. In downward dog, our brow points between our thumbs. Our elbow creases point to the top front corner of the mat. Our heels are hip width apart. Our hips reach up to the sky as our heart reaches for the space in between the knees. Excellent. We'll take one more breath here. And if you're in puppy pose, you can bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Here in downward dog, we'll bend the knees deeply. We'll all lift our gaze, and then we'll lift and step the right foot forward and our left foot forward. We exhale into our fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And we'll inhale all the way up, nice and slow, stacking our spines. We'll exhale the hands to heart and take a breath. And we'll take our 5 breaths in mountain pose. Using our Ujjayi breathing technique. Excellent. Soften the knees. Inhale the hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Knees soft. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Frame the feet with the hands. Bend the knees deeply. We'll lift and step the left foot back. Lift and step the right foot back, taking that silent step. Our hands come right underneath our shoulders. We think about sending the hip bones forward and down and then gently lifting the thighs. And we'll come down to our knees on our exhale, our chest and our chin. Tops of feet to earth, we press into the hands and inhale the heart up. For baby cobra, we'll exhale down. We inhale, tap the toes and press into tabletop. We exhale, our hips back and up for downward dog, or we walk our hands forward and melt the heart to the mat for puppy pose. Our heels reach for the mat as our hips reach for the sky, heart space reaching for the space in between the knees. Still using our Ujjayi breathing technique. We'll take a nice bend in the knees. If you're in puppy pose, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. We'll all lift the gaze and then we'll lift and step our left foot forward and our right foot forward. We'll exhale into our fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And we'll inhale all the way up. Hands coming to the center line. We'll exhale them down to our heart. Taking a breath. And we'll take our 5 breaths in mountain pose. Excellent. Let's inhale our hands up. We exhale and forward fold. We inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to frame the feet right away this time. Knees bend deeply. We lift up from the heels, push into the hands, and we can float to the back, or we can step right, left. Our hands are right underneath our shoulders here. We're either in plank or kneeling plank. And we'll come down to our knees, our chest, and our chin. Tops of feet to earth. Let's press into the hands and inhale up. For our baby cobra, we exhale and melt the heart back to the ground. We inhale and press into tabletop. We exhale to puppy or to downward facing dog. Pressing firmly into each finger pad and the heels of our palms. Our brow points between the thumbs. If you're in puppy pose, you can bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. In downward dog, we'll take a deep bend in the knee. We'll all raise the gaze, and if you'd like, we can press firmly into our feet and we'll float to the top, or we'll step right, left. We exhale into our fold. We inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And we'll inhale all the way up. Bringing our hands to the center line, we'll exhale and take a gentle back bend. We'll inhale up. We'll exhale, hands to heart. Taking our breath. And we'll take our 5 breaths in mountain pose. Excellent. We're going to inhale our hands up. We'll exhale and take our forward fold. We'll inhale, half lift, hands rising up the shins. We exhale and forward fold. We'll frame the feet with the hands right away, bending the knees deeply. We press into the balls of the feet and we'll float whoop, to the back. Lost my mat there. Or you can step left, right. So we're here in plank or kneeling plank. Our hip bones come forward and down, and we gently lift the thighs. Our hands are underneath our shoulders. And we'll come down to our knees on our exhale, our chest, and our chin. Tops of feet come to the earth. Let's press into the hands and inhale up. For our last baby cobra, we exhale back down. We inhale, tuck the toes and press into tabletop. We exhale into puppy or downward facing dog. Our heels reach for the earth, our hips reach for the sky. Our heart reaches for the space in between the knees. Excellent. If you're in puppy pose, you can come back to tabletop. And we'll all lift our gaze. In downward dog, we'll bend the knees deeply. And then we can either lift and step left, right, or we can press into the hands and the balls of the feet and float to the top. We exhale into our fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And let's inhale all the way up. Bring our hands together. We'll exhale and take a gentle back bend. We'll inhale to the top. Exhale our hands to heart. Taking our breath. And we'll take our 5 breaths to mountain. Excellent. We're going to go ahead and come to the tops of our mats, and we're going to take palm tree this morning. So before you need a water or coffee break, now is the time. All right, now of our mats. And we're gonna come into palm trees. So we'll bend the knees, inhale the hands up, and then lift up off of our heels, coming onto the balls of our feet. Our shoulders relax from our ears. And if you need to come in and check in with the earth, you can do that. Lowering the feet back to the floor, regrounding, and then coming back up. Whatever you need to do is great. Excellent. Let's inhale nice and tall, reaching for the ceiling. And we'll exhale our hands to our sides and our feet to the floor. Excellent. We're going to take a side bend. So we'll inhale our hands up. And we'll exhale over to the right. My right hand comes down to rest on my right thigh. My left hand is extended above my head. My gaze can follow my left fingers to the sky. And still be using our Ujjayi breathing technique here. And we'll inhale both hands up. And we'll exhale them down to the side. Awesome. So here we are at the front of the mat, and we're going to take an extended warrior one this morning, yeah? So we're going to step our right foot forward. My right knee is right over my right heel. My left foot steps back. My left toes are going to point up to the left top corner of the mat, and my heels are like they're on skis, so my feet are not in line. They're next to each other like you would be on skis, with the toes pointing a little bit to that top left corner of the mat. We're going to take extended warrior one today. So we're going to bring our hands together. We're going to clasp our bottom three fingers. Our index fingers and thumbs come together, and then we're going to lean forward, leaning over this front knee, pressing firmly into both feet. We'll take our 5 breaths here. Excellent. We're going to release the clasp of our hands and inhale our hands up, coming into our traditional warrior one. Our heart lifts, our gaze is forward, our hands are above. Excellent. We're going to inhale our hands tall. And we're going to exhale and we're going to step out to the left side. So my left toes are pointing to the left side of the mat. My left heel and my right heel are lined up here. So I'm in warrior two. My right knee is still above my right heel. I check in with my back hand and my front hand, making sure that they're level with each other and my shoulders. And my gaze comes over my right middle finger. Here we are in warrior two. Excellent. Let's turn that right palm to the sky. We'll inhale it up. Our left hands can come rest on the left thigh, or you can bend that left elbow and bring it into the small of the back, taking a bind there and going a bit deeper. My gaze can follow my fingers up to the sky. We check in with that front knee, making sure it's still over the front heel. Here in Peaceful Warrior. Excellent. We'll release that bind and come back into warrior two, taking a breath. Awesome. We're going to bring our hands down. And so we're going to take side angle this morning, and I'm going to switch around so you guys can see what I'm doing. And so what we're going to do is we still want our back heel and our front heel to be in line here. And we're going to lean down to this front knee, and we can rest our elbow here if that's comfortable. And then we're gonna swing our left hand forward and then open up right above us. So our right elbow can support us on our right thigh, or if you're feeling really good here, you can bring your hand all the way down to the ground. So wherever you're at is great, or if you have a block to rest here, this would also be excellent. And we'll bring our gaze up to our lifted hand. Excellent, and we'll come up. We're gonna bring our hands down, and we're gonna turn our toes to the long side of the mat here. Yeah, and so we're in this nice wide leg pose. Our feet are quite a bit wider than our hips here. And we're gonna inhale our hands up, and we're gonna exhale and hinge from the waist, taking a forward fold, a wide leg forward fold. And you can play around here, maybe heel toeing your hands wider if you'd like them wider. Our hands can come right underneath our shoulders here. You can bend your elbows. So we inhale and we extend the spine, and on our exhale we can bend the elbows and bring the crown of our head closer to the ground. And that might not be like noticeably closer. Maybe it's just like a micro inch or two. Excellent. We're gonna inhale and let our arms dangle. Coming up nice and slow, our arms dangle. And we might heel toe the feet in a bit. We're gonna come into goddess pose. So we're going to bend our knees over our heels here. And our toes are gonna point to the long side of the mat. We'll bring our elbows in line with our shoulders here, spread the fingers wide. And then we inhale, we think about lengthening the spine, and on our exhale we think about sinking our bottoms toward the earth. So you can be here in goddess flat-footed, or you can come up onto the balls of your feet. So however deep you want to take the stretch this morning is totally cool, it's up to you. Take one more breath. Excellent. We'll come back flat-footed if you're up on your toes. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a twist here. So we're gonna come onto our left elbow. Yeah, so our left elbow is resting on our left thigh, and we're gonna open up to the right side here. We'll take one more breath. Excellent, we'll come back up. We're gonna bring our hands in, and we're gonna hop our feet in. Excellent. Nice work. So we're gonna go ahead and do that on the other side as well. So we'll come back to palm tree. Bending the knees. We're going to inhale our hands up and come up onto the balls of our feet. If you're feeling really good on the balls of your feet, you can work on lifting your toes up, because that is the next expression of this pose. There's always something to work on. Excellent, let's inhale tall. And we'll exhale our feet to the ground and our hands to our sides. Awesome, let's take a breath. and we'll take our side bend. So we'll inhale our hands up, and we'll exhale over to the left, our left hand resting on our left thigh, our right hand's coming up over our head, our gaze can follow our fingers. And let's inhale, center and up. And we'll exhale our hands to our sides. We'll take our breath. All right, we're gonna go ahead and face the short side of the mat coming onto the long side. And we're gonna take our extended warrior one again, but this time on the left foot. So our left foot steps forward. Our left knee is bent over our left heel. Our right foot is behind us, and it is, again, like we're on skis here. So our feet are not in line. And our right toes are going to point up to the right top corner of the mat. We're going to bring our 3 bottom fingers together and clasp them. Our index finger and thumb come together. And then we're going to extend our hands over this front knee, leaning forward, pressing firmly into our back foot. Should really feel this one in the back of the right calf. In your back half, which is your right calf. Excellent. We'll release the clasp and inhale our hands up, sinking into our warrior one. If you want to step back a bit further, you're welcome to. Excellent. We're going to step into warrior two. So we want our right heel in line with the left heel now. Our right toes point to the right side of the mat. Our left toes are still facing the front side of the mat. And our hands are in line with our shoulders. And we'll bring our gaze over that left middle finger. Turn our left palm to the sky, inhale it up. Our right hands can rest on the thigh, or we can bend the elbow and bring that forearm into the small of our back. Our gaze follows our fingers into the air. We check in with that front knee, making sure it's still bent over our front heel. And we'll release the bind and come back into warrior two for a breath. Excellent. Now we're going to bend forward over this front leg, and we can again either rest our forearm on our front thigh, or we can bring our fingers down to the ground here, or down to a block, wherever you're at is great. So our right arm is dangling, and we're going to extend it forward and then lift it up. Our gaze follows our fingers to the sky. Let's take one more breath. And let's inhale up. We'll bring our hands down. We're going to turn our toes out so that our toes now face the long side of the mat. And we can maybe heel toe our legs a little bit wider if we want them wider for our right leg forward fold. Or maybe you want to bring them in, whatever your body is feeling. So let's inhale our hands up. And we'll exhale, we'll hinge at the waist. And again, if you want to heel toe out here, this is a great spot for it. And we think about inhaling long in the spine and exhaling our forehead
closer to the mat as we bend the elbows. So we inhale, extend the spine, we exhale, bend the elbows. And our knees don't need to be straight here, they can be soft. And let's inhale up, our arms are dangling.
We can heel toe the feet in some here. And we're gonna point our toes out kind of toward the long edges of the long corners of the mat here. We're gonna bend the knees and come into goddess pose. Our elbows are in line with our shoulders, our fingers spread wide. Again, if you wanna come up onto the balls of your feet here for a more intense stretch, you can do that. Or if you're on your whole feet, that's great too, but what we'll think about doing is inhaling the spine long and exhaling our hips down to the floor. So we inhale long and we exhale and sink the bottom to the ground. We'll take one more breath. Excellent. And let's put our whole feet on the ground here. And then we're gonna bring our right elbow over to our right thigh. We'll lean over this way and then we're gonna open up the center line with our left hand, taking our twist in goddess this morning. Take one more breath. And we'll come upright. We're gonna come all the way upright and then we can heel toe our feet in or we can hop them in. Excellent. We're gonna take a back bend before we come down to the ground this morning. So we'll just bring our hands, our forearms to the small of our back here. Our heels are right underneath our hips. And we'll inhale nice and tall. And we'll exhale and gently bend from the base of the spine up. Knees soft. Heart and gaze face the sky. And we'll inhale up. We'll release that bind. We're going to soften the knees. Inhale our hands up. Exhale, forward fold. And we'll step our right knee back and our left knee back. Coming into tabletop. We're going to swing our legs around and come onto our bottoms. Excellent. So we're going to come onto our backs here. I think you guys can see. All right, perfect. So we've come onto our backs. We're going to bring our hands down to the mat. And we'll take bridge this morning. So we'll press firmly into our feet. And on our inhale, we're going to lift from the base of the spine, lifting our bottoms up off the ground. We press firmly into the feet, and we fill the belly with air. If you'd like to bring your hands underneath to clasp the hands, if that's comfortable for your shoulders, you're welcome to do that. If not, you can just leave your hands on the ground. Whatever you're feeling is great. So we inhale and fill the belly with air. On our exhale, we press firmly into the soles of our feet and our toes. We inhale and fill the belly, lift with the glutes. We exhale, emptying the belly, we press into the soles of our feet. We inhale and fill the belly. We exhale, emptying the belly, pressing into the feet. Inhale and fill the belly. Exhale. We're going to unclasp our hands if we have them clasped, bringing them to the ground. On our next inhale, we'll fill the belly with air. And on this exhale, we'll melt the spine down to the ground, starting by the shoulders and working our way to the base of the spine. Connecting the low back with the earth, we'll draw our knees into our torso, we'll bring our hands to our kneecaps, and we'll draw our circles with our knees like we're stirring the pot with 2 hands, rolling out that low back, giving ourselves a little self-massage here. Let's go the other way. Excellent. We're going to release the knees and bring the feet to the earth. We'll heel toe the edges of our feet together and let our knees fall open wide so the soles of our feet press into one another. Our hands can rest on our belly here, or you can bring your hands to your inner thighs and increase the stretch by gently pressing. Whatever you'd like to do is great. We're going to fill the belly with air on our inhale. And as we exhale, we think about relaxing where the pelvis meets the spine. Where the pelvis meets the thighs. We'll take one more breath here. Awesome. We're going to extend that left leg long. And we'll place our right foot on our right thigh. So we're taking reclined treaty here. We can press that foot firmly into the thigh. You can rest the hands on the belly. We breathe into the belly, and as we exhale, we can just think about softening that right thigh. Our left toes point up to the ceiling. Excellent. Let's extend our right leg long, and now both of our legs are extended long. We'll take a breath. We'll bring our left foot to our right thigh, pressing that foot into the thigh. Our right toes point up to the ceiling. We breathe into the belly, and as we exhale, we think about softening this left thigh. We'll take one more breath. Excellent. We're going to extend that left leg long and take a breath with both legs extended. And we'll bring our feet to the earth, knees bent. We're going to take our reclined twist this morning. So let's press into the soles of the feet and lift our bottoms up off the mat. We're going to scoot our butts just a little bit to the left, an inch or two, and then we're going to let our thighs fall the opposite way to the right. We'll extend our arms wide, palms facing sky, and we'll bring our gaze over to the left. So I like us to move our hips so that we, before we do this twist, so that it's a bit easier to get both of our shoulder blades connecting with the earth. And this pose is a great one for a block. If you have a block at home, you can slide that right underneath the right thigh here. And we're going to bring our feet center. We'll center the hips, center the shoulders. We'll press into the soles of our feet, lift our bottoms up off the ground again. This time we'll scoot them a bit to the right and let our thighs fall to the left. Gaze comes over to the right. We'll take one more breath. Excellent, and we'll bring our feet center. We'll center our hips. We're going to draw our knees into our torso, and then we'll send the soles of our feet up to the sky. We'll bring our hands to the backs of our thighs, and we can point our toes up to the ceiling and back to the back wall. Maybe do some circles with our feet up here. Excellent. We'll bring our hands down to the ground. And on our next exhale, let's lower our legs as a unit to the earth. Awesome work. We'll come into our final resting pose, and we'll relax each part of our body consciously. We let our feet fall away from each other, softening our arches and our toes. Soften the tops of our feet. Relax the ankles. Our shins fall away from each other as our calves sink into the mat. We gentle each kneecap. Soften the thighs and the hips. Our pelvis sinks toward the ground. On our next inhale, we fill the belly with air. As we exhale, we soften the belly and the mid-back and the low back. And our next breath fills our chest with air. As we exhale, we soften each rib and our collarbone. Our shoulders sink into the earth as our upper back softens. We relax the arms as we continue to breathe. Letting our hands fall open, ready to receive the abundance of the universe. On our next breath, we feel the breath move through our nostrils and down our throats. And as we exhale, we soften the neck and the throat. We gentle our jaw. Let our tongue come away from the roof of our mouth. And we continue to breathe as we soften each temple. Let each eye relax in its socket. Gentle the brow. And soften the scalp. We sink gently into our meditation, fully supported by our practice in the ground below us. We allow our thoughts to drift without judgment. Observing each thought as it moves through our consciousness, just like we're cloud gazing without judgment. wiggle our fingers and our toes. Bring our hands to the ground next to us. And on an inhale, let's draw our hands along our torso, reaching for that back wall, taking a deep, deep breath in. And we can sigh it out the mouth. And roll over onto the right side, supporting our head with our bicep, coming into fetal position. And we'll press ourselves up into seated. Bringing our hands to heart, our mind intelligence bows to the wisdom of our bodies. The infinite love in me sees and honors the infinite love in you. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me this morning, you guys. I am going to be doing this again next Saturday, every Saturday, until the end of May, yeah. And I'll also be teaching a chair yoga class starting this Monday at 12:15 on Mondays. And so for those of you that might have friends or loved ones with limited motion, you can let them know about that class. It should be great for people maybe with like back problems or maybe just people who don't have as much motion these days. So I'm excited for that, and I'll see the rest of you guys next Saturday. I love you, and I hope you have a great weekend.